Hey, y'all, give me a second. I'm trying to pull up a few stories for y'all. We're going to talk about terrorism in the United States. We're going to talk about what's been going on. What's up, Jermaine? What's going on, Jermaine? We're going to talk about everything that they ain't telling us about what happened on January 1st, 2025. So y'all, I'm gonna give everybody a chance to come in. Y'all, give me a second. I'm right now pulling up a couple of news stories that's going to highlight what I want to talk about because there's a lot we're not being told, y'all. There's a lot that we're not being told. We got Jermaine in. We got three people in thus far. Y'all know me. I don't sit around and wait for people to come in. I just go ahead and get started. Um, but y'all give me a second. They saying two lone wolves. Two lone wolves created all this chaos. Boy, if y'all go look at my Facebook page, um, my brother Drums and Guns put up a video where they actually allegedly showed the people laying in the street. They gonna take that. What's going on, Jackson? Boy, Jermaine say they had another attack in Vegas. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They saying it's two lone wolves created all this terrorism on January 1st, day of January 2nd, and I'm not with that. But before I go any further, please, hey y'all, we only like 90 subscribers away from hitting 2,000. YouTube had given me a criteria of what I need to do in order to get monetization back. They saying I gotta get 10 million people to watch my shorts. So I'm gonna start posting a lot of more shorts on here. But let's get back to the real news behind the news. Y'all give me just a second. Let me try to pull up these two stories. Y'all give me 1 second. While I'm doing this, y'all please go out and send it to everybody that follows you all channel or that you all follow. Man, please share this video right now to your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram, and to 3, 4 Negroes up the street from where you live. Because we finna break it down. And we gotta ask why what happened on January 1st happened on January 1st. I'm gonna be real, y'all. It's a lot deeper than just they're telling us two lone wolves created all this chaos, murder, mayhem, and all that on January 1st. Y'all got to realize that Donald Trump is going to be inaugurated on the 26th, and we're going to get off into that a little bit later. We're not going to hold y'all that long. Again, please, y'all hit that like button, that subscribe button. Y'all know everybody, because I know y'all watch more people than myself on YouTube, and they tell you how the algorithm is. But these people are getting money, but they are steadily getting likes and subscribe. Please, y'all, I need you all to hit the like, the subscribe button. Make sure that you are being notified when I do these videos. Y'all give me a second. All right, we got two long rules. Both served at Fort Bragg. Ain't that where all them little girls that was in the military was coming up on the line? Fort Bragg. Fort Bragg. Oh man, we gonna talk about Fort Bragg. Matter of fact, I'm gonna bring it up. Now, the first part of this video, I'm gonna read a couple of stories to give y'all some background about what we're dealing with. So y'all give me a little second, and we're gonna talk about that. Damn, man, hold on, let me see if I got another. Damn, I think all the Gatorade gone. Y'all give me 1 second. Hey, let me. Ain't no more Gatorade in there. I'll be right back. All the Gatorade gone, huh? All right, all right. Get there about 15, 25, 35, 45 minutes. All right, you good? All right. Damn. All right, y'all. Let's get off into it, y'all. What happened yesterday? We had a dude in New Orleans. Now, y'all got to keep in mind, when all the stories first came out, immediately, the information that came out from your mainstream media was that this dude who did what he did in New Orleans, they told us he came across the border just 2 years ago. Come to find out now, they had to backtrack that story. My whole thing is, why New Orleans? Why not New York on New Year's Eve? When New York had probably about 2 million to 3 million people for when they dropped that ball in New York on New Year's Eve, they call it Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve. Why did they choose New York? Why did they choose LA, Chicago, Houston, places who have way more bigger celebration? Because you got to realize New Orleans, all right now, New Orleans is an iconic city in America. You got from Thanksgiving, day after Thanksgiving, you have what's called the Bayou Classic. That's what Grambling and Southern play. Then you have tourists coming down to Bourbon Street, you know what I'm saying? And all these tourist attractions in New Orleans leading up to Mardi Gras. Just so happened they had the Sugar Bowl. Rob, what's your thoughts on 50 Cent and what he's doing in Shreveport? We'll talk about that shit there last because 50 is doing a lot of good things in Shreveport, but if he's not helping us build residential housing for the poor and the homeless, it kind of negates him wanting to produce a nightlife to make us like New Orleans, where motherfuckers will get shot or ran over. So we'll talk about 50 Cent later. Keep that in mind. But yeah, I respect what 50 Cent is doing because ain't nobody else doing it. You got millionaires here in Shreveport. If 10 of the millionaires in Shreveport come together, they can do what 50 Cent is doing. But are they? So yeah, we'll talk about 50 Cent later in the local portion of this news. Let's talk about why they chose New Orleans. New Orleans, again, we just had the Bayou Classic. Guess what comes up? Well, you just had, guess what? They had to cancel the Sugar Bowl, the game against it's actually a national playoff game now, where Georgia just got their ass whooped by Notre Dame. Breaking news, Negroes and white people and Chinese midgets. Breaking news. Notre Dame just beat the shit out of Georgia in a game that they had to cancel and play today. They canceled it yesterday and played today because you had some crazy Negro. I thought, wait a minute. I thought it was only white folks that did terrorist attacks or them folks from overseas. No, this was a black man. This was a black man. Now, I go back, matter of fact, let's just read some of the stories that they told us. Remember when it had first happened, they said that the dude was an illegal immigrant. Do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember just to see what they think is that what they know is we as Americans, we are like we forget what happened 30 minutes later. As long as they can put a news story out there, you will forget what they told you just 2 hours ago. Remember when it first happened, they said that whoever did this just came across the border? How is it that this black dude who's from Fort Bragg, well, who's from New Orleans, or wherever he's from, but he was a military person in Fort Bragg, how did he get hooked up with ISIS? Do we ask those questions as Americans? No, we don't ask those questions. You know why? Because we believe 100% what they tell us on television and what you get in your mainstream news, meaning ABC, Fox, MSNBC, CBS, uh, Bloomberg, whatever you, the New York Times, the Washington Post, whatever you see in your mainstream media, you're supposed to be looking at that as what are they lying to us about? Because we do not get real media in America. We get propaganda. And that's what's happening. Robert Carson, uh, they're white. Well, now, not which one? Who you saying white? Brother Carson, because the dude who did the stuff in New Orleans is a Negro. According to the white people, he's a filthy, awful Negro who was at Fort Bragg. But the white boy in Las Vegas was white. Let me read a couple stories, at least a portion of a couple stories, so we can get a foundation of what we're talking about. Y'all give me a gist. And while y'all giving me this 1 second, please go share these videos because we need 90 more people to hit 2,000. And when I start put these reels up, I need 10 million of y'all. But really, right now, um, 9,980 people to watch the reels so that we can get this channel monetized. Until then, y'all see. Hold on, I'm gonna start putting y'all comments up there, but I need y'all to look at the cash app. But hold on, we finna go here. We finna go right here. Let's get it, y'all. I'm gonna read a couple of stories for y'all. Homegrown terror, homegrown terror. But yesterday they told us the dude was from um, overseas. He came up through. Y'all remember when you first heard this story? You turned on your TV, or before you went to bed, they told you that the dude came across the border. Now they can't. They can't keep that narrative up because it's a lie. So let me go. Too Long War. Both heard that Fort Bragg. Too Long War. We're gonna talk about the Too Long War. This coming from Express USA. FBI thinks New Orleans attacker was a lone wolf and no definite link to the Las Vegas explosion, but you had both of them occur. Uh, the one in New Orleans occurred before New Year's. The second one happened on New Year's Day. While they was trying to get their story together about what happened on New Year's Day, Rob, you're smart. That doesn't sound like something we blacks normally do. It also shows that how the internet and social media influences us. Because again, Brother Carson, they was trying to tell us that this dude was from overseas. He came through the border. They told us at first. When you go look at my Facebook page, when I first heard it, the first story that I heard was that he was from overseas. He came across the border 2 days ago. 12 hours later, now we find. Because my first thing was, if y'all knew he came from across the border 2 days ago, why were y'all not watching? Real talk. They think, well, they know that we in America have a short attention span, and they can tell us anything that they want to tell us. And guess what? We as Americans, we will trust a bunch of people whose job is to lie to us because it was the name. It wasn't the name, brother Carson. It was the fact that they was hoping that we didn't catch on to the shit that was going on. Oh, this go deep, man, because really I can break it down to how MK Ultra, that psychological study where they was trying to brainwash people and do mind control. Yeah, I won't go into that right now because it's a little too deep. It's so deep you're gonna need a shovel to dig it. But yeah, that's what it really is about. We gotta ask if this dude was a military veteran, which we're finding out now, both the one in New Orleans and the one in Las Vegas were veterans from Fort Bragg who were suffering from mental illness. What kind of medication were they on, and who were their doctors? So these are the questions you got to ask. And y'all want to know why I say that? You got to ask what kind of medication they was on and whether they were susceptible to psychological manipulation, which pushed them over the edge. Because it seemed like both of them motherfuckers had problems. They had problems. Now I got problems trying to take care of my son, but these boys had psychological problems. They had some psychological problems that were so deep that made one of them run over a crowd of people and the other one blow himself up in a Tesla truck. Wait a minute, ain't a Tesla truck supposed to be bulletproof? That means if you can't shoot nothing in, the explosion inside can't get out. So why are we being told what we're being told, y'all? This is what you have to ask. The main question you have to ask when you see something like this is why are they telling us what they're telling us? Because again, they told us within 5 hours of that boy in New Orleans, his situation, they told us within 5 hours that he was from across the water. He came across the border illegally. Now y'all see how the story didn't change because we are as Americans are starting to listen to more people like myself who are challenging you all to ask questions because the shit that they telling us don't add up. So now we gonna find come from. I believe this eventually gonna come out to somehow that these guys were Iranian mode. They are working for Iran because the whole objective when Trump get in is to go to war with Iran. Even though Trump lied and say that he was a president of peace, no war, Trump already saying now if Iran try to get a nuclear weapon because Israel is threatening Iran, if you was Iran, if Israel and the United States would threaten you, wouldn't you build a nuclear weapon? See, nuclear weapons are what's called deterrent. Nuclear weapons are deterrents to keep the United States and Israel from attacking your country. Because if you attack our country um, with a nuclear weapon, we can destroy your country. Why is Iran not allowed to get? Who are we to tell Iran if they can or cannot have a nuclear weapon when the only country in world history to use a nuclear weapon is the United States? Wow. Look, I can look at some of y'all comments. Do that. Right. Or do you think they will give Trump administration to yeah, Trump. Remember when Trump got in the first time, what he did, he created what that Muslim ban? We're gonna ban these people from Muslim and on the outside it had good merit. But you gotta realize why are the Muslim countries so mad at America? Look at what we are allowing to happen in Israel with the genocide of the Palestinians. Look what we just did to Syria. Look what we did to Libya and Gaddafi. Look what we did to Saddam Hussein in Iraq. Look what we did in Somalia. Y'all remember Black Hawk Down, that one movie? Go back and look it up if you ain't familiar. But you got to realize the whole purpose of the United States in the Middle East is to destabilize, overthrow these countries to steal the oil. Yeah. Let's go back and read some of what we were told. And then watch tomorrow morning when you wake up everything that I read. This is FBI. Hold on. FBI thinks they think FBI can put me and you on charges right now on RICO charges based upon information that they say they have, but they think this. FBI thinks New Orleans, again, this coming from Express US. FBI thinks New Orleans attacker was a lone wolf and had no definite link to Vegas explosion. So if they telling you that, that means that this motherfucker did not act alone and he was part of a complex plan that included what happened in Vegas. Again, the only time you should watch the mainstream news and listen to the FBI is when you want to find out what they're lying to you about. Because we do not get news in America, we get propaganda. Let's go. All right. The FBI believes that the suspect responsible for the terrorist attack on Bourbon Street in New Orleans on New Year's Day was a lone wolf terrorist and had no other accomplices. But before then, 24 hours ago, just say 40 hours ago, they told us this that the FBI and everybody else was telling us that this dude came from across the southern border. Lie number one. The suspect identified as 42-year-old U.S. Army veteran. Now y'all ain't good with y'all with the Middle Eastern names, so I'ma just call him that nigga. Now I'm gonna try to pronounce it. Shamu Din Jabbar drove the truck into Reveille around 3:15 a.m. in New Orleans French Quarter at the intersection of Canal and Bourbon Street on New Year's Day at high speed before crashing. The FBI has deemed the attack an act of terrorism during a press conference on Thursday. stating that Jabbar was likely operating solo. Now, first of all, if you have an act of terrorism, you're not going to act solo. You're going to be part of a net of people, a network of people who created, devised the plan. Because the dude had, he had uh, um, high artillery, high, just a very high artillery weapon. He had bulletproof vests on. He was allowed to drive onto the sidewalk and do what he did. Let me go back and look at some of y'all account. Are they getting things ramped up for another war? Of course they are. Jackson Boy, the war with Iran. Robert Carr say 100. Jackson Boy, Americans have uh, some very cold weather coming soon. It's going to get real. Oh yeah, you talking about the I know what you're talking about, Jackson Boy. You talking about the that cold weather that we're supposed to get, that vortex is coming through here. Oh yeah, and we in here in Freeport better get ready for it. I gotta come up and get my son a jacket. So again, we're gonna go back to this comment. Please, I mean I gotta get him a coat because I got him jackets, but I gotta get him a coat. We're not ready for this polar vortex because they say during the next week the temperatures in Louisiana probably not gonna rise no more than 20 and 35 degrees. We're not used to that in Shreveport. So I'm gonna put this up here. Y'all help me, man, get that little boy coat because he just got his little stuff for Christmas from T-Boo, which included a jacket, but we didn't know we were gonna have 20-degree weather. All right, let's see. Are they getting us ramped up for war? Robert Carter say yes. Americans have some very cold water. Sounds like it's scripted, Jackson Boy. Don't it sound like they are preparing you? They're listening to what Americans are saying via social media, and they're prescribing a narrative based upon what we are saying in America. We don't know what to say because y'all done told us 6, 7 stories. But let me keep reading this. Investigators were trying to determine if there were other people responsible for placing IEDs separate from the truck that Jabbar ran into the crowd. Well, guess what? It had to be other people. Because guess what? He got killed. He got deleted in the process when he ran over those people, jumped out his truck, and started shooting. The police shot him. So how did all the extra IEDs get placed where they were placed? Unless he went and placed IEDs, went and instead of exploding those IEDs, he went and jumped back into his truck, ran those people in the crowd, and got out and started shooting. Does that make any logical sense to you all? All right. Uh, for real. All right. This is in contrast to their previous statement less than 24 hours earlier when Assistant Special Agent in charge of Alethea Duncan said, "We do not believe that Jabbar was solely responsible." Keep in mind, your FBI agent said, "We don't believe he was solely responsible." Hence, they told us that, first of all, he came from across the southern border. Now, come find out this dude was living in New Orleans and is an American citizen. So let's keep going. Again, I need you all to leave you all comment in this video so we can make it. Hold on. We do not believe that Jabbar was solely responsible. We are aggressively running down every lead, including those of his known associates. Police are trying to investigate a possible connection between Jabbar and the Cybertruck driver in Las Vegas. Well, you know what connection they got? Both of them were from Fort Bragg. But now they're going to tell us that there's no connection. There's move along, people in America. There's nothing to see here. These were two lone wolves because our false flag attack didn't take off like we wanted it to because at least a bunch of Americans are smart enough to realize that what you're telling us from the federal government is bullshit. Plain and simple. They can't lie and put these two together when why would they both happen on January 1st? One of them happening at Trump Tower. I'm gonna give y'all a game real quick. They're trying to. I don't think Trump gonna be no better than no other president because he gonna take us to war with Iran. But they are trying to put as much chaos in Donald Trump's lap before he gets inaugurated, so that he's gonna have to follow what the deep state wants. Like, we can go deep and talk about Elon Musk. Ain't Trump now talking about all this illegal immigration, the H1B visa? That's a whole different story. That's a whole different story. We're not gonna even get off into that because they're talking about bringing more H1B immigrants into the country to displace engineers in America who are making 200 to 300,000 years, $1,000 a year. They finna replace them with immigrants from India who gonna work for 80,000 a year. Oh man, this is it's so deep. You don't need a shovel to dig. Go get you a shovel so you can dig what I'm doing. All right, read at it. As you know, there is also an FBI investigation in Las Vegas. We are following up on potential leads and not ruling everything out. Yes, you did, because now y'all telling me that the two was not linked. We're not ruling everything out. However, at this point, there is no definitive link between the attack here in New Orleans and the one in Las Vegas. And again, I will preface as I close. I will preface everything with what I started with in the beginning, which is this is very early in the investigation. First thing y'all did in the investigation was told us that this boy in New Orleans was from overseas. So so you all are lying to us every step of the way. That's why y'all got the real news behind the news to point out every lie that they have told us. Now they have lied so much, and people like myself and a whole lot of others who got bigger platforms than I have pointed out all the lies. They cannot lie no more. So what they got to do? They got to try to find a way to break down and tell us, well, this false flag didn't work. That's basically what they're telling us. Go on, Americans. There's nothing else to see here. These are two lone wolves, both on two different sides of the country, but both of them had one thing in common. And what that one thing was? Ding, 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 ding. If you said they from Fort Bragg, you win a pack of banana now later. For real. All right. According to New Orleans Police Superintendent Andy Kirkpatrick, the driver was hell bent on creating the carnage and damage that he did. Why? What pushed that Negro to the point where he did what he did? Some had set him off. What set him off? We need to find out what kind of psychotropic drug and antidepressant that he was on. Do y'all realize the majority of your mass shootings and um, mass extinction events in America are committed by people who are on antidepressants? We need to find out what kind of medication he was on. Or the dude who burnt himself up in Las Vegas. What kind of medications were these people on, bro? And who were their doctors? Oh yeah, man, this is get so deep, man. Again, you're gonna need a shovel to dig it. Come on, y'all, I need y'all comments, man, because if that's the case, I'm gonna get ready to shut this video down. The FBI said that an ISIS flag, ding, ding, why not a Black Panther flag? Because it was a black dude. Why not a Confederate flag was found in the vehicle in the fiber truck in Las Vegas? Why an ISIS flag? Who put the ISIS flag there? Was the ISIS flag? Because you know when ISIS fly a flag overseas, they're going to fly it on the truck, not inside the truck. Do y'all realize none of this shit that they telling us adds up at all? This is why they're trying to sweep it under the rug right now, because they could not get the traction they need to get us hot and bothered, because you have people like me, they're going to make you ask the right question. It's not about hearing and seeing what you see on TV. It's about understanding why you're being told what you're being told on that television. That's what it's all about, man. Understanding why you're being told it. Why are we being told that they found an ISIS flag in his truck. Well, okay, let me give you some games. Even if they found an ISIS flag, who created ISIS? Who created ISIS, y'all? I give y'all somebody, I get somebody who watching this right now. We got at least 12, 15, we got about 20, 12, they say 12. Who created ISIS? Do, 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 do. Y'all want to know who created ISIS? Barack Obama. It started out as Al Qaeda. Yeah, the United States government created these terrorist groups to destabilize groups overseas. Why are they telling us now that this dude had an ISIS flag in his truck? Because they're gonna wave that ISIS flag in front of your face in a couple of months. Now I'm gonna get ready to end this video because I'm tired. Hold on, let me see what y'all saying. Mossad and Obama. This man here, you won the pack of banana now later. That's who created ISIS. So why are they flagging? They saying this man had a ISIS flag fucking 6,000 miles across the ocean in his truck in New Orleans. Guess who just overthrew the country of Syria, y'all? ISIS. The same one that QN17Z just told y'all Obama and the Mossad created. They just overthrew Syria. Meaning our government helped overthrow the country of Syria. So why are we now? The boss man, hey, big, hey, King Folk. I can't call you big on little King Folk, or big you say that. But the boss man, that's one of my people. These people have been programmed subliminally for destruction. When I keep telling y'all, man, about Project Operation Mockingbird, where they use the media to lie to you. Again, I mentioned it earlier. The project where the FBI, CIA used mind control, MK Ultra. People like to laugh and space that off as conspiracy theories. No, these people are being programmed by doctors, scientists, sociologists, anthropologists. They're being programmed, and guess what? All of them have in common? They're on heavy medication, antidepressants. They're being boss man. They are being programmed to do this shit because now not only are they on these antidepressants, but guess what? They got to go see doctors every month who are able to manipulate them. Because again, every last mass, I say 94% of the mass extinction, mass shootings in America in the last 30 years had one thing in common. The shooter, all the shooters in the murders, mass shootings in America in the last 30 years had one thing in common, and that one thing in common was they were all on antidepressants. Notice this, y'all. If y'all think I'm lying or I'm crazy, notice every commercial that the pharmaceuticals show you about antidepressants. What do they say are the main two side effects? Violent or suicidal tendencies. Yeah. They are being programmed, boss man. That's why I love. That's why I keep trying. I'm trying to get this channel to blow up because the audience that follows, I ain't gonna say followers, that subscribe, because you all that watch this channel here are not followers. You all are leaders because you think different than everybody else around y'all. That's why I love this audience, and that's why even though I have been in a struggle over the last 5 years with this channel, I keep it relevant and keep it going. Y'all notice how lately I've been trying to be consistent. I'm going to be even more consistent because yeah, I do this for you all because I see you all have a thirst for knowledge. Don't the Bible, even if you believe in the Bible, don't the Bible tell you it's better to have wisdom, knowledge, and understanding than money? I'm sitting up here begging y'all to hit that cash out. But guess what? I still come on like it. Only person that really been blessing us lately is Boss Man, and a few more come through. I ain't gonna call no names and just put it out there like certain paid people on. But y'all gotta realize if I come and ask y'all for something, I really need it because my pride is being humbled because I got a 14-year-old son that's saying, fuck pride, Dad. I need a coat next week. But you all come in, and when it's needed, somebody donate here, somebody donate. So I don't care about the money, even though I ask about that. It's not about no goddamn money. It's about bringing you all real news behind that bullshit that they're telling you in the mainstream media. Y'all want to know how my conscience was awakened? I used to work for an NBC affiliate. When I was in the military, I was a photographer. I knew what was going on because when them jets come back taking all these pictures, I had to be the one to develop them. And I'm seeing where they bombing civilians, but the narrative that you all was getting was totally different from what I'm seeing in the pictures. And from that moment on, my whole way of thinking, I'm gonna be real, I was traumatized when these jets take off of this aircraft carrier, because I'm in the United States Navy, these jets take off of this aircraft carrier. They come back with footage. Now I'm sitting at the bottom of the ship. I'm watching the footage, and I'm able to zoom in with the camera footage, whatever, and I'm seeing babies, body parts scattered all over the place. Where they were trying to get one person, and they deleted a whole party that was at a wedding. Yeah, Robert. They're saying the guy in Las Vegas had a gunshot wound to the head before the Tesla exploded. So in his last desperate move, Robert Carson, this motherfucker had a gunshot wound to the head, but he had enough fist, slob and shit coming out of his mouth, blood coming out of his head, snot coming out of his nose. But he had enough fist to say, nah, bam, and blow that truck up. How do we know that Elon Musk? You got to realize when you buy a Tesla truck, all that shit is ran by a centralized computer system. Hey, Robert Carson, it ain't funny, but let's just keep this shit real. This motherfucker had a gunshot wound to the head, but he had enough sense to say, and he hit a button to blow this Tesla truck up. Now, I could be wrong. That's probably what could have happened. But if you got a gunshot, they said he shot himself in the head. Why would you shoot yourself in the head instead of just blowing the motherfucking truck up in the first place? You're going to shoot yourself in the head, then blow the truck up. For real, man. What sense does that make, ladies and gentlemen? What sense does that make? You can prepare yourself for all these various scenarios, and in the end, you shot yourself in the head. Why wouldn't you just blow the truck up when that was your original goal? Why you didn't just run that truck? And again, I'm not trying to incite nothing for nobody, but I'm just asking funny and realistic questions. Why didn't you just drive that truck straight into the building? That nigga missed the front door and everything. The truck blew up on the side by the brick wall. You're not going to breach a hotel by running into the brick wall. You could have had a better chance of breaching it, especially in a Tesla truck, running through the front door. So we always got to ask questions, y'all. Don't never let your government, who is in control of your state media. Do y'all realize Russia has more freedom in the media? Y'all, hold on a second, man. Let me see. I gotta get some water. We got no more Gatorade. No boy, you outside? Hold on, hold on. Go in there and entertain me. Just say hey. Go in there and say hey. Just say hey. Hey, real new behind you, Jimmy. I thought you we talked. I thought you wanted to help these real new behind you. Oh, you know what I'm talking about. That's good. You did a good job. Go ahead, close that up. The dad said you wrap this up. Oh, you gonna say in? All right. Reason why, hold on. Boss men say they want us to believe they are defenders of the free world, but their destructive nature. Let me put the comment up there, boss man. This destructive nature is to enslave us all with this propaganda, so we won't rebel against the system. Mind games. That's why I love you, boss man. That's why we went to Green Oaks together, and we was in the top of our class because we think. Jermaine say we supposed to uh have a ice storm. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that a little bit later. Again, y'all help us. He just got this from T-Mobile. I gotta get this here. But yeah, I need to get him a coat because I just got him jackets and all that shit. Now we supposed to have a polar vortex. It's not an ice storm, Jermaine. It's more than an ice storm. It's a polar vortex where the temperature in Shreveport, Louisiana, throughout the next week probably is not going to rise above 20 degrees. We're not used to that shit in Louisiana. Not at all. We're not used to that. And that's a whole different story. Because again, I could be more of a conspiracy theory and talk about weather modification. But we're not talking about weather modification. We're talking about these crazy ass people. But a black dude in New Orleans and a white dude in in Las Vegas committed some heinous crimes, bro. Now, unfortunately, I'm gonna just be real. I know people gonna say, "Why do you say fortunate?" Fortunately, in Las Vegas, a white boy who did it was the only one who is no longer here with us. Fucking the dude in New Orleans. Y'all gotta realize this dude was driving back and forth. Y'all go look at my Facebook page where Drums and Guns put up. This dude had been driving back and forth. They're telling us now that they finding IEDs. So that means he had to spend a couple of hours plotting and committing the crime that he committed. And in the end, he turned his truck. If y'all seen the video, he turned his truck, ran on the sidewalk, started driving over people, jumped out of his truck, and started firing. Those rental property scams, these are folks that we trying to trying to stay on topic. That's a local issue. We'll talk about that on Real New Behind New Facebook. But right now, we trying to get people to understand that they're trying to get you to go to war because they telling us the black dude had an ISIS flag. How come the white dude ain't have no ISIS flag? See, we on international issues. When I do this shit on YouTube, I'm reaching people all over the world, my brother. So I'm trying to get people around the world. Believe it or not, y'all, I got just as many people in Guyana, um, France, all around the world. There's more people around the world follow this channel than people in America because the people in America are going to say he a conspiracy theorist. Where the term conspiracy theorist come from? I give anybody right now a pack of motherfucking Skittles if you can tell me where conspiracy theory the term came from. You know how you get the term conspiracy theorist? Conspiracy theorist is a term given to you by your FBI when people did not believe that shit they told us about JFK. The dude in New Orleans was an Arab. He was not FBI, this black American. We know that nigga one thing. He's kinfolk, but he ain't kinfolk. But we know one thing of how because let me go ahead and put your because you bring up a good point. The dude didn't look like he was a Negro, put like this, a nigga. He looked like us. But guess what? He served in the United States military. Yeah, he served in the United States military. So we got to ask the question now: why are we allowing these immigrants to come over here and serve in our military? Howard McCullough, you are right. The dude did not look like a regular Negro. He looked like somebody from Yemen or somewhere over in the eastern part of the Middle East. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. This dude in New Orleans was not Arab. He was an Arab, brother. That's what you said. He was an Arab. He was not. Listen at his name. Farouk, Babu, Basi, Dawji, Bali, Bahar. Muhammad. That ain't racist. That was the nigga name was. That was racist. The nigga name was, hold on, I pull it up. The nigga name was not Booby. His name was not LaQuan. His name wasn't Robert, Paul, Steve, Joe. That guy name was Abdullah Balula Masula Balula. That ain't racist. That was their name here. How that racist, son? It's close to it. Can you pronounce or spell his motherfucking name? Now, can you spell John? Can you spell Abdullah Jabula? Okay. Real talk. Let's just keep it real. Not trying. And if I seem racist, y'all, guess what? I don't give a fuck. Because the truth is what it is. Howard is head telling us. This dude was, he was a plant. He was an operative. Yeah, he was an operative. He was not one of us. Remember, Kendrick Lamar said they not like us. That dude didn't look nothing like a nigga from Louisiana. Me, Boss Man, Jermaine, Jackson Boy, and everybody else on this page look like Negroes from Louisiana because our ancestors came through the slave trade. This dude did look like he came across that border 2 days ago. This is what they originally told us. They saying now that he served in the military, which right now, I'm gonna show y'all another game, and then we're gonna get ready to end this video. They're allowing these immigrants who have no motherfucking affiliation, no loyalty to America. Notice they're letting these people come into our country. Do y'all realize you got undocumented immigrants now that's on police departments throughout America? They need a bunch of people who are not loyalty, who has no loyalty to political, spiritual, ethnic factions in America. Because when they turn the guns on us, this is why they're trying to get y'all comfortable um, with what I'm trying to say. When they taking the guns, when they get gun control, they're taking the guns away from us, and they're going to put immigrants who have no problem turning the guns that the government gives them against us for our rights to bear arms. Boss man say they have to have a storyline to justify why they do what they do. People are being groomed right now for a political agenda and gain. The power stormer. It's called MK Ultra. Boss man. Go look at what they tell you. Go look at MK Ultra, and you will see that it was about mind control. Howard McCullough say he was a U.S. born citizen. Let me see this is Howard McCullough say the dude was in New Orleans was an Arab. So he was a U.S. born citizen who was an Arab. Help me make that make sense. But now we told that he had an ISIS flag. So where did he play kickball at in the first grade? That's what I want to know. If he was an Arab who was born in the United States, the dude looks to be about 30 some years. So he had 30 some years to go to the military and then come back from the military, fucked up in the head after looking at what we, the United States government, sent him over there to do to his fellow Arabs, and he came back and started doing this to American citizens. Why didn't he take that truck, man, and go to the Pentagon and try to run that bitch into the Pentagon? Them the ones who did the shit. The people in New Orleans didn't have nothing to fucking do with what he did yesterday. Same thing with the guy in Trump Tower. But we do know one thing: both of them have in common that they was at Fort Bragg, while them girls, them female soldiers in Fort Bragg. Y'all look up the last 4 years what been happening in Fort Bragg, while them girls came up missing and uh, their lives were taken away from them. So we're gonna get ready to end this video, y'all. We've been going for an hour. I think this was one of the best videos that God has blessed me to do in the last month and a half because of, again, you all's comment, you all's interaction with this channel gives me more. It just firing me up, man. It's giving me motivation. It's giving me inspiration to keep doing this, man. I could have been let this channel go a long time when YouTube took my monetization. They took everything. I remember one time we had almost 10,000 subscribers and YouTube took them all. That was about 5 years ago. But now we only, but less than 80 people away from getting back to 2,000. And that's been, with me being inconsistent. That's with me asking y'all to go back and hit this. Like right now. I gotta get this little big head boy up hope because of the polar vortex that Jermaine was talking. But that polar vortex, Jermaine, and Boss Man and Jackson Boy, everybody that's from Louisiana, that shit finna cause havoc. It's finna cause havoc next week, y'all. Because they're saying that the temperature's gonna be down. On average, you might get a high during the daytime of 20 degrees. That's kind of shit nigga was experiencing when I was living up there in Omaha and whatever. And y'all gotta say what's up, real new behind new junior. Hey, y'all, I'm gonna be real. One main reason why I do this is so that he can be the new generation of the real new behind new because they respect, honor, and sometimes, you know, humble themselves when I speak. But my whole objective is to put so much knowledge, wisdom, and understanding in his mind, his spirit, that they gonna fear him. He, even though he be getting on my nerve with that rap music he listened to, when you listen to him talk, it'd be just like talking to me, the real new behind new. So again, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and end this video because all right, I'm going ahead and spend the last little time I got with him before I crash out. Again, I thank y'all for you all coming. Matter of fact, we will have part two of this video. I can put it like this. You can guarantee that. You can bet your left kidney and your right testicle or your left fallopian tube or ovary if you're a woman. You can bet that we're gonna come back tomorrow and we're gonna bring y'all more information because they're preparing us for war, y'all. These two stories do not add up unless the government is trying to produce a certain response and that's going to help them create the next agenda. So until y'all see me tomorrow, man, please hit that like button. And 5 of y'all come and hit that cash app down there and put $5 on there. 5 of y'all, that's oh, that's cool. You know, he's a brother with the jacket. Next week is cold as fuck. But y'all bless us, man. Help us out by sharing it video, hitting the like video. Keep your comments coming. Rascast. Next week in the South, Florida high temperatures, mid 60s. The cold, that cold for the now at Rascast, they're saying next week. I'm gonna put a video up of the polar vortex map. We looking at temperatures in the 20s. Will probably be towards the end of next week. We have starting next week. We're going to see temperatures that we're not used to down here, down south. Now, it might be different. Yeah, it might be different in Florida because Florida is panhandle. But here in Louisiana, we're expecting temperatures in the 20s, man. Boss man say peace and blessings. Peace and blessings to you, boss man. Give me a holler at man when you get a chance. I'm just getting ready to end this video. But yeah, let me see who else. Raz Cass say next week in the South, Florida high temperature is mid 60s. That's cold for them. Down here in Louisiana, or the northern part of Louisiana, we looking at down the southern part, they might be looking at 40 or whatever down there in New Orleans. But up here, we looking at 20. Man, ain't nobody in Shreveport ready to deal with no 20-degree weather for the high for that day. We can use to maybe when you go to sleep, the temperature drop into the 20s. But we're not waking up used to temperatures being 20 degrees for 5, 6 days straight. So I understand what you're saying, Rise Kai. I'm going to say, thank you, brother, for keeping on doing what you're doing. I thank you all for the support Howard McCullough. I thank you all for the motivation. That's what keeps me doing what I do. Even though YouTube and did everything they can to discourage me, you all comment, do everything to motivate me. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I'm going to do most importantly what God called me to do. Y'all know why my mouth is all raggedy and shit? Man, a dude shot me point blank range in my face 15 years ago. Literally, I was supposed to die that night because if it wasn't for my teeth, that all of this whole side of my face got knocked out. If it wasn't for my teeth and my bones, I wouldn't be able to talk to y'all today. So long as God blessed me to survive that terrorist attack that night when that they came to rob me, I got a voice to keep bringing y'all the real news behind the news. The Most High God gave me this commission. I didn't want to do it, especially after I've been going through all this with you too. Even though I don't get the support that I believe that I should be getting financially from a lot of the subscribers, I don't take it out on the subscribers. But I still do what it is that the Most High God calls me to do. And let's bring y'all the real news behind this fake bullshit that they're trying to use to propagandize us to get us to go to another war, or to get us to fight each other here in America, or to get us to forget about how the government is robbing us all. Y'all realize they just sent another, what, 20 some billion to Ukraine. It only takes 30 billion to end homelessness in America. Game recognized game. So again, this your boy Rob Thomas Jr. Man. Thank you, y'all. Sending out love, hugs, blessings. Then I hope y'all have a wonderfully blessed and prosperous year. Y'all can look forward to me to keep getting on your nerves or keep educating you. Depends on how you look at what I do. But no matter what I do, y'all tell everybody that you know about this channel, man, because everybody that's subscribed to this channel is looking for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So in that, with that being said, hit that cash app down there. Help me get this little boy a coat. Definitely gotta get you before next week. Get this little boy a coat. Other than that, we are being blessed. All our needs are being taken care of. We got food, but he needs a coat. I had to get food. Now we need the coat. We don't say no more about hitting the cash app, but hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you're getting notifications. Most importantly, because every other day, I'm going to be bringing y'all the real news behind the news. So till y'all hear my voice again, this your boy Rob Thomas Jr. saying, hey, Happy New Year, motherfucker. Happy New Year to everybody. I got to stop, being so cool and ratchet. But Happy New Year. And we're going to hope that this is going to be a Happy New Year. And either way it goes, I'm going to keep bringing y'all the real news behind the news. So in this new year, you'll understand what's going on, all the lies that we've been taught. So till y'all see me again, man, y'all have a wonderful, blessed, and prosperous night.